Good morning, and welcome to Living Bread Radio's Liturgy of the Word. Today is Saturday, March 10th, the Saturday of the third week of Lent. Today's readings are from the book of the prophet Hosea, chapter 6, and from the Gospel of Luke, chapter 18. Today's reflection is from an archive of the Living Bread Radio Library. And now, in communion with the Church throughout the world, let us lift up our hearts to the Lord in prayer and song with Liturgy of the Word.
A reading from the book of the prophet Hosea. Come, let us return to the Lord. It is He who has rent, but He will heal us. He has struck us, but He will bind our wounds. He will revive us after 2 days. On the third day He will raise us up to live in His presence. Let us strive to know the Lord, as certain as the dawn is His coming, and His judgment shines forth like the light of day. He will come to us like the rain, like spring rain that waters the earth. What can I do with you, Ephraim? What can I do with you, Judah? Your piety is like a morning cloud, like the dew that early passes away. For this reason I smote them through the prophets. I slew them by the words of my mouth. For it is love that I desire, not sacrifice, and knowledge of God rather than burnt offerings. The word of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ, King of endless glory. Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ, King of endless glory.
A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Luke. Jesus addressed this parable to those who were convinced of their own righteousness and despised everyone else. 2 people went up to the temple area to pray. One was a Pharisee, and the other was a tax collector. The Pharisee took up his position and spoke this prayer to himself. "O God, I thank you that I am not like the rest of humanity, greedy, dishonest, adulterous, or even like this tax collector. I fast twice a week, and I pay tithes on my whole income." But the tax collector stood off at a distance, and would not even raise his eyes to heaven, but beat his breast and prayed, "O God, be merciful to me, a sinner." I tell you, the latter went home justified, not the former. For everyone who exalts himself will be humbled, and the one who humbles himself will be exalted. The Gospel of the Lord.
And now the Bread of Life, a reflection on today's Mass readings by Father Joe Mamich, pastor of St. Joseph Parish in Strongsville, Ohio.
As we hear today's Gospel, we might immediately say, who would be so full of oneself as to sit there and pray out loud in thanksgiving that I am not like the rest of the people? Who would be so proud as to actually say that out loud in a public place? However, I think maybe we might all do that in some way, shape, or form, but it's not because we're doing the exact same thing that the Pharisee did. It's true that God has given each one of us great gifts and talents, and we should be proud of those things. I'm sure even the tax collector, who calls himself a sinner, was probably proud of what he had done in his life. But the tax collector had one thing over the Pharisee. He realized that God was a loving and a merciful God who could forgive us whenever we asked. And he also seemed to realize whose he was. Maybe the Pharisee thought that he got it on his own. But the tax collector realized that what he was given really came from God. And so it's not really wrong for us to be proud about what we have given or have accomplished, but it would be wrong for us to lose sight of those whose grace, God, has made those things possible. Because ultimately we do believe God has graced us with many things. As our Lenten journey continues, let's make a resolution to be proud and grateful for the things that God has given us, but also to be more like the tax collector, to realize that those things have been given to us because of God's love, mercy, and graciousness. God is merciful and has blessed us with many great things. How will we make a return of those?
Prayer for Spiritual Communion. My Jesus, I believe that you are present in the most holy sacrament. I love you above all things, and I desire to receive you into my soul. Since I cannot at this moment receive you sacramentally, come at least spiritually into my heart. I embrace you as if you were already there and unite myself wholly to you. Never permit me to be separated from you. Amen.
Prayer to Saint Michael the Archangel. Saint Michael the Archangel, defend us in battle. Be our defense against the wickedness and snares of the devil. May God rebuke him, we humbly pray. And do thou, O Prince of the heavenly hosts, by the power of God, thrust into hell Satan and all the evil spirits who prowl about the world, seeking the ruin of souls. Amen.
Liturgy of the Word is a production of the Living Bread Radio Network in Canton, Ohio. For more information on this or any of our local programs, log on to livingbreadradio.com, where you can listen on demand or subscribe to any of our podcasts.
Return to God with all your heart, the source
Turn to God with all your heart, the source of grace and mercy. Come seek the tender faithfulness of God. Return to God with all your heart, the source of grace and mercy. Come seek the tender faithfulness of God. If you break the chains of oppression, if you set the prisoner free, if you share your bread with the hungry, give protection to the lost, give a shelter to